Good morning, everybody. All right, how we doing this morning? What's the volume like? All right, the volume's good. All right, so yeah, we can trade AXSM, which is good to see. We can actually trade it here. Let me get this out the way. So yeah, we can trade AXSM, which looks good. Got a few other ones that we're watching. I probably can't trade the other ones. Tops is moving TOPS, AMD gapping up some. And so we have a few things that I'm looking at here. Good morning, Mark, Missouri. What's up, brother? Leah, sorry. Bill, good morning. Netron, Mike, yo. Danny Jack, good morning. Two-way, what's up, brother? CTXR. Low volume. We'll see what it does. But low volume at this point. All right. So yeah. Like I went over the other day, I did some back testing results the other day in class, and so today, I actually unlocked. I unlocked Thinkorswim paper trading with real live quotes, and so I'm still going to be trading with my Tefs account today, but I'm going to be kind of practicing the opening range breakout strategy. It's one that I used a decent amount here lately, and back testing, and you can see here, if you can see this, the back testing results I got from it were pretty good. The one I'm really going to be testing is holding it until 12 o'clock market time. Just regular back testing it, the accuracy rate was 76% with 47 successes and 15 fails. It continued for the rest of the day in the breakout direction 60% of the time, over a 3-month time span, over a 2-month time span. This one was 3 months. And then the interesting one that I'm going to be testing really is it continued in the breakout direction up until 12 p.m. market time. And so generally it only gives you a 1-to-1 risk reward, but this had 66% accuracy rate with 24 successes and 12 failures. And so yeah, that's the one I'm going to be testing today. We'll see how it goes. I'm still going to be trading on Tefs, like I said, but I will be testing AMD with that strategy. What's up, my cargo? Yeah, let me see if I can find it for you two-way. CTXR, right? But man, how about Alabama getting demolished by Clemson, man? Crazy. I mean, the only thing I really see for CTXR is on the 4th, it put out a release that said it was going to present at a biotech showcase investor conference. But that's it. I'm not seeing anything else really. The 4th, that was what, Friday? What's up, Jack? PCG contemplating on filing for bankruptcy. What's up, Netron? Look at SQ as well. PCG. Yeah, it's getting hit too. We got some movement here. What's up, Frums? DRYS. Dry ships up. FKAU up. I'm looking at Roku as well. Kron gapping up some. NBEV same. CVLS. BILI gapping up some. Spies up. So interesting move here. I mean, looking at the daily chart though, we were talking about this one yesterday, but this one may have some resistance from anywhere between 257 really and 262. So I'm looking for it to really get turned around up there, but we'll see. I mean, if it continues after that point, I'm not going to be upset. I want the overall market to do well, but that's right, two-way, man. Sunshine took him out, man. Took him and Tui out. That was crazy, man. As an LSU fan, I don't know. I don't understand why people say that I need to, just because my favorite team is in the SEC, that I should root for an SEC team to win the national championship. I mean, that's ridiculous, you know. Yeah, the shipping company's moving up. So Tops, GLBS. What's another shipper? SHIP. Yeah. Stitch Fix is up. CGC. TXMD. DNR. FSLR. What's up, Todd? What's up, bro? Listen, Frums, this is what you want to do, man. You want to just backtest the setup, Frums. Backtest the setup and find the highest accuracy setup you can. And then, if you want to take a swing, I think that's more reasonable, you know. But you gotta test it. You know, you don't want to try to jump in a strategy that's 50-40% accurate. With just taking a big swing, I think that you gotta just you gotta backtest it, see what has a high accuracy rate if you're gonna kind of go for it in one trade. You know, and like I said, I can go over these backtesting results again. You know, the opening range breakout on AMD specifically had 76% had 76% accuracy rate over 3 months. So not too bad here. You know, over a 3-month time span, AMD was successful with opening range breakout 76% of the time, 47 success and only 15 fails. So pretty good there. Over a 2-month time span, hey, appreciate it, Israel. Appreciate the $2 dono, brother. Appreciate it, man. Hey, I enjoy being here in the mornings, bro. So I really appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support. But yeah, so, you know, the opening range breakout continued in the breakout direction for the remainder of the day 60% of the time over a 2-month time span. And so then I used the 12 p.m. marker here showing me, you know, how often the stock continued in the breakout direction up until 12 p.m. market time on AMD with an opening range breakout. And that was 66% of the time. And so all of these accuracy rates are positive with the opening range breakout, specifically on AMD. And so, like I said, I'm paper trading that today, but you just want to test it. You know, you can see the way I tested here. I just put a 1 if it's successful and a 0 if it fails. And then I just tally them up at the end and find the percentage. I add these two together, find the percentage of success related to overall attempts, and gives me an accuracy rate. And the reason I'm really back testing is because the fade has not been working as well lately, and it's just not working as well as it did, you know, November, early December, and so I kind of have to move on. And if the strategy I'm using isn't working as well as it was before, you know, I kind of have to move on, and that's okay, you know, because moving on shows me new strategies. I'm still gonna look for fades, but I need to take my foot off the gas a little bit until the market is more favorable for them. Something else popping up on my scanners is HEAR. Not really moving as much as I would think. ERX as well. Amazon's up. STM. Scanners, I just use the gap scanners. For actual trading, I use High at the daybreak, low at the daybreak, low float, breakout on volume. WLL gapping a little bit as well. What's up, Brian? PCG. Somebody said yeah, no worries, Daniel. Yeah, as for PCG, somebody said that they are contemplating filing for bankruptcy, right? There you go. We got Mitch in here. Yo.
What's going on, traders?
What's up, brother?
What's up?
All right, so people talking about PCG maybe filing for bankruptcy here. All right, S&P downgrades PG and E to junk. Is what the press release says. S&P Global Ratings cut its rating on PGE, which I believe is PCG, to speculative grade or quote-unquote junk territory, citing the company's recent announced review of its management and structural options. It downgraded it from BBB to B, 5 notches below investment grade. It also lowered the short-term ratings on the two entities from A3 to B. So downgraded.
Yeah.
And it's really getting hit here too. It's down from 1895 to 16s, so it's down.
Definitely one to watch today.
Yeah.
I'll look for a bounce to resistance. Whenever we get this kind of flush action through pre-market, I always look for a bounce to resistance to show off kind of those early shorts, put some squeeze on them, and then see that down action move.
Somebody's asking, do we like UGAZ and DGAZ? Those are natural gas ETFs, right?
Yeah. It's exactly that. I've never really traded ETFs, so that's more of a question for John.
I mean, DGAZ has low volume, and so I don't know if I like that one. But UGAZ, I mean, it just depends on how gas is doing, you know. But I haven't traded these much. I know Casey from our classes, he has a profitable strategy that he uses with these. I'll try to talk to him and see what it is. Yeah, so they're blaming PCG for the California fires. They're getting sued.
Oh, that's what's happening. There you go.
And like Brian says, they may go bankrupt if they lose the lawsuit. Interesting.
I mean, not only that, just the PR hit.
Right. That's going to lose them tons of money. You know?
I think that's what you're seeing more right now. And then
go ahead, Mitch. Sorry, bro.
No, I mean, you're seeing kind of that second wave move, and you're getting that breakdown through that support that it created on that first down move in November 5th. We'll see if that support can hold.
Yeah, I'm reading it. So
1726.
Why are they blaming them for the fire though? Like, why are they blaming them for the wildfires in Cali? I know it's a utility company. PCG is what a.
All right, I know my bounce level, guys. It's going to be 1726. That's going to be the level I'm going to be looking for. And this is based on the daily chart. There's a huge support there that I believe will be kind of approached at near the open. And then I'll look for that kind of short. Don't want to be caught on the extension down and kind of chase into this. But it definitely is taking a huge hit
On which one?
on PCG.
Okay.
Look for that bounce to the daily. Stocks are just still bouncing with the overall market here.
Asked, what do I think of? Somebody asked, what do I think of Samsung lowering expectations like Apple did yesterday? Do you think more will soon to make soon also makes me think rough earnings for tech? I mean, here's the thing: like Roku is up, and they like partnered with Samsung, right? Apple's up a little bit. What's the symbol for Samsung? What's up, Houston? Oh, so they like legitimately caused the California fire, Matthew. Really? Matthew says a power guy made a mistake and the wire came down, hit the trees and ground, and started a fire. And that's what started it? Is that true? Because if that's true, I mean, yeah, man. That's what was reported. That's crazy, man. So they like legitimately caused that fire. Like I thought, like I when you say PCG caused the fire, I was thinking like they didn't help out enough and they enabled it to spread. You know, I didn't think they like actually like started the fire. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, then they need to go down. I mean, no offense to them, but if they started it, they started it, man. They were reaping what they sowed here, you know. And they're on trial for murder. That's crazy. Yeah, I've seen Ricky. I don't mind Ricky. Haven't watched too much of him, but I mean, I don't. I just never traded UGAZ and DGAZ. You know what I mean? Like I've never. I've traded TVIX and UVXY. Like I've traded volatility ETFs, but I've never traded like utility ETFs like natural gas.
Uh, I have no opinion on Ricky. I'll keep it to myself.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm quiet. I'm not trying to hate on anybody. You know.
Yeah.
PG&E said he has said a transmission line in the area went offline about 15 minutes before the campfire was reported. It also said it found a damaged transmission tower near where investigators. That's crazy, man. Then yeah, PCG is getting what they deserve right now, then, man. I'm surprised they're still here, honestly. After all of that, I'm surprised the stock didn't drop more. I mean, I know it did drop a lot, but
It's also a dangerous stock, guys. Being hit so much, it could be halted for some while.
for real, yeah,
Could get halted
yep.
based on catalyst news. They'll halt it and say that they need kind of more news to evolve to kind of price the stock, so they'll halt it in the meantime.
Yeah, right. I kind of like Matthew's right, man. People died because of that, man. You know, and so that's why I was saying. Like, I didn't mean to laugh at it, but it's like I said, when everybody said PCG started the fire, I assumed they meant like as a utility company they didn't help out enough and it enabled it to spread. But I didn't know they like actually started the fire. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, I believe it, man.
It's crazy.
Metron.
Yeah. I mean, power companies are really kind of like a monopoly. In a lot of places, there's no competition. So if they're not being, safety, they're not using the right safety equipment and not being saved here, like we're seeing, it's probably what they're being going to be charged for negligence, and if that's what they're going to get charged with, they're definitely going to take a hit.
Yeah, so Samsung stock is it's an
I want to
overseas
know
stock.
who's going to take all their land.
Yeah.
What's the new company coming in? I know, like in Florida, we have FP&L. There's some power companies, man. They got some leverage.
FPL, you said?
Yeah, but
How
I'm not
about
sure.
Bama? How about Bama, man? Getting beat yesterday, Mitch. How about that, dude?
It's I honestly didn't even watch the end of the game. I watched only the beginning of it, but
What?
I guess they lost.
Yeah, man. Sunshine took him out, bro. You
Hey,
know,
that's surprising to tell you the truth.
honestly,
I think
Clemson's a
I
beast,
think
man.
I mean I think that team is I think Bama's team is really stacked, but
Well, yeah, I mean they got Saban, but
I mean yeah, the recruiting of Saban is just out of this world.
yeah, the rumor is that Saban blew the game because he wants to switch over to the NFL again. That's the rumor.
I hardly doubt it. I don't think he wants to switch.
Yeah, I mean he tried
Sucks
that
in
once, didn't
the
work out.
NFL. He sucks in the NFL.
Right?
Doesn't
Didn't he
work the
go?
same.
He went to the Dolphins, did terrible, and then left. Right?
Yeah, you know what the real thing I think that happens to Saban and happens to a lot of college coaches is that you can't get the right motivation out of professional players that you can get out of college players. And so that kind of hoorah kind of coach only works, I think, really well more in college atmosphere than kind of professional atmosphere.
Yeah, I believe that.
They play for different reasons in the NFL. Not the same as when you can do it like in that you're representing your school, your colors, your pride, your history, and
Yeah,
that's what they pull out. The real great college coaches know how to motivate.
yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, man. Les Miles eats grass.
Yeah, he says, and there's I know it. I trust in the grass. If I
Right.
eat it, I win.
Yeah. Yeah, as an LSU fan, I got to make fun of Les a little bit. Now we got Coach O. I like Coach O, but
Yep.
uh,
All
look
right,
at
guys. So,
DVAX. DVAX
um,
is up.
today is going to be one of those days where let's just see kind of that opening drive, see what's going on with the stocks. I feel like we've gotten, if you look at most stocks, they've had about say about like a week full of kind of either consolidation or edging up in price. And what we're looking to see is where our resistance going to hold and make that downward turn again. At least John and I are looking for that. And key stock that I'll be looking for is MU. MU is approaching, if you look on the daily chart, we're approaching a nice resistance. It's going to be held at that 35.39 price, 39.30 35.39 pricing, and that's the price I'm going to be looking for to hold as a resistance, and then we can make a move right back towards those 28.38. So we just got to keep seeing if we're going to see if that level holds or if it's going to get back up here in this pattern that it was from October through December 17th.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think anywhere in between 257 really and 262, it could get rejected here. Just looking
Yeah.
at the last year on the daily chart, and so maybe down to 240s or so.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I couldn't have predicted it more. I'm about to pull up the old live stream so everyone could hear it. We are talking about these levels going to 240. When those levels were at 240, I was talking about levels going back to 260s. Where we at, guys? We're at 256, reaching up there, driving, and now I expect to eventually find that resistance up here in the 258, 259 area, and then really tank back down towards those 240s really fast. And then we'll probably see a little bit more of a steadier move towards that 230. But I think you're going to see a giant sweep if this really does hold resistance and sweeps on right back down.
Yeah, another one I'm looking at is DVAX. It's gapping from 10 to 11.
You know
It's
what's
tradable too.
I mean, it's interesting that I'm seeing right now. On the SPY overall, if you look at the 15-minute chart, you're going to see that the volume keeps coming into the SPY at the close, not the open.
Hmm.
This is this is something I don't see very often. But the most volume is keeps coming in at the close.
On the SPY.
Yeah, it's not something I see common. Majority of volume comes in at the open on most stocks. On the SPY overall, yeah, it's not only today. It goes back all the way to December 19th, December 18th, around there. And you see every day.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people start to get out of their positions right before the close, and so that might cause the volume to spike.
Yeah, but that's not a normal spike. That's a double the volume spike. So it's something to watch. Whether that be that shorters are kind of gaining their position, averaging in at those points, or it could be bags, investors, smart money getting in near the closing as they're averaging into the price. It's going to be interesting to see. Something I don't see common. If you look back, it's not the same. You're looking in early December, and it's kind of average. The volume towards the front, towards the back is really not as extended as
Yeah.
it's been kind of now.
I'll be right back, guys. But yeah, some people talking about that big wick. Usually it's a glitch, like Todd says here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Something that I'll definitely keep watching, kind of develop. You got to always study stocks, so this is one way to study it, understand that what's going on there. Good job, Jack. That's what we do, man. We always got to use those multi time frames. That's kind of the class we ran last night. We talked about trading in choppy areas. One of the best things is to use multiple time frames to really understand where the stock is kind of range bound and where the big resistance and supports are. We want to get outside of those big ranges so that we can really kind of tackle stocks. When stocks are stuck in consolidation, you're going to get a lot of fake outs a lot of times, and you're going to be stopped out of your trade just because the consolidation is either too big and you can't stay within the range, or you're not getting the proper entry at the resistance and support. Um, I don't think it's a glitch because the glitch would probably be taken out by now. I think it was just a matter of somebody sold a big price or a big amount and drove the market down for a quick second. Some stops were activated and it came right back. We'd have to check on different brokers, but I know I see it on multiple brokers.
What that big thing is? I mean, it looks like a glitch. I don't know if it would actually, like, I don't know if it would actually stop you out if you were in this.
I mean, it depends. If you have stops, it could. It depends on your broker, that the execution speed of your broker. A lot of times, brokers don't mind stopping you out. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that would suck. I mean, it's obviously not just the way it is. I don't know if it's a real move.
So we're really heading down on that PCG now, heading towards those 16s. We really need to see a strong bounce back in this stock. I would love to know if anybody has Shirt Trader or something like that. If PCG is a easy short, is it, or is it more of a borrowed short right now? That's kind of what I would like to find out about this stock, because it's going to make a difference. If it has SSR activated, which I think it does, it can cause squeezes.
But yeah, somebody was asking about the tech stocks. They're all up from what I see. Every tech stock, AMD,
Yeah.
SFX, SFIX, SQ.
Yeah, about the last 7 days or something like that, you're going to see an increase. Um, what we're looking for is look at your charts in the tech industry, look for heavy resistance or prior support to become resistance. That's what I'm looking, and that's what you have to try to tackle. On the long side, if it breaks those, it can keep going. On the short side, if it holds those, we should see a move back to prior support. Bitcoin bottoming. Hey, man, I don't blame you, Nate. If you have some Bitcoin now, it's getting pretty cheap now. Who knows if it was coming back, but it's definitely getting to the levels that even I'm thinking about sweeping up some. Made some good money last time. Who knows? Maybe I go for another swing. I sold it up at 17,600
On which one?
on Bitcoin. And I grabbed it in the 6,000s.
Yeah, I'm probably in the minority. I've never bought a Bitcoin, never bought any type of crypto.
Oh, I use my my panic knowledge, bro. Every single time there was a panic, I was buying.
Yeah, I believe
And
it.
it
I mean,
helped so much. Oh my god, it was hard because their platforms are complete crap. No offense to anybody out there that uses Bitcoin platforms, but they crash. They have a tendency of crashing, and I can still remember being in a car just slamming on on CoinHood or whatever it's called.
CoinDesk.
Yeah, I was using a GDAX, and I'm just there just spamming buy, and while market's just tanking, I'm just like take some.
What's Bitcoin at now?
It's down, man. It's down to like 3.
Wow. I always said, man, it's not that I don't. It's not that I don't have it. It's not that I have anything against Bitcoin, but I think when the price was up there at 18 grand, I just don't understand how anybody would want to buy it up there. I think that for one coin, like how is that a reasonable price for one coin? Like right, like how is that a reasonable price? Like are you really gonna pay for 18 like almost 20 grand for one coin? You know, like how are you gonna do that? Like if you need to buy something small online, which is the entire purpose of Bitcoin, you know, what are you gonna break it into? You know, a 20th? You're gonna buy a 20th of a Bitcoin? You know, like come on. You know, it's just not a reasonable price for a online currency. You know, and I think it just got hyped up, and people might disagree with me. I'm sure we're gonna have some people that disagree with me, but it just wasn't a reasonable price for one coin. You know.
I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, what you're stating there is kind of like if there's a reason for money to be priced. Money is priced in what way? It's
Right.
priced in demand and supply, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, what happens with Bitcoin is that they were smart to make a finite amount. It's not like our money here in the United States where I can turn to Uncle Sam over here and print out another $1 billion. It's so it being finite is what caused it to get to that pricing done. You know, it being limited and only having a certain amount that you can make is what really causes it to get up there.
Right.
It might have gone way too high. I do agree. It might have been too high, but without it being, without you having the ability to what we call dilution, just like stocks itself. Let's say if a stock just wanted to keep going to the moon, if they never diluted it, the stock can continue going with the right catalyst. And this is what you saw here. is that there's no dilution in Bitcoin right now, and so that drive of demand holding the supply low kept driving it and driving it and driving it to the point it finally got to a point where the demand was no longer there,
Makes sense.
and
And
then
like,
the supply got flooded because there was supposedly a big like millionaire that sold huge amounts of Bitcoin, and when they did that, and supposedly even North Korea did the same. So
all right, there's the bell.
uh,
All right, I'm looking for the like I said, the range breakout of AMD.
yep, range breakouts. That's what we're looking for today, guys. If we don't see them, we'll probably not be trading.
Well, I'm just paper trading it on my
Oh, nice. You're doing the
new
paper trade?
yeah on my new Thinkorswim.
Let's
Um,
do it. Mm. There's PCG going to that 726 that I talked about. Look how it watched. Look at this price action. Boom. Oh man, such a beautiful thing to know resistance and support. Look
yeah.
at that. Look at that. That's how you use, guys. I couldn't. That's just my hands are off the keyboard. That's how pretty it is.
Oh no,
P-
wait.
Instant spike where, guys, to resistance. That was pretty.
All right, so I'm looking at AMD. Like I said, I'm testing that range breakout here. Um, if it breaks under that low of the day, I'll take it. Wait, it didn't feel me? Why not? Oh, come on. Thank you. Now it feels me. Oh, 2,000 shares. All right, what's the equivalent? 21.19.98, and so that is 21 cents. So I'm looking for 86
That was an incredible
or
sweep there from
76.
CG. Incredible. Called it out. I couldn't call it out better. Incredible move there. That was more than $1 move there. Perfectly on the nose. 1726 reversal. Right back down to the support.
For some reason, it bought me 2,000 shares. It's okay. I'm just paper trading it. I guess I'll use 2,000 shares.
As beautiful as it gets. You seen this PCG?
Yeah, man. Look at that wash.
Right at the level, too. 1726 on the daily chart. Spotted out. Boom. Quick reversal. That's impressive.
For sure.
That's why we use levels, guys. I hope there was someone that had let's say, the cojones over there to take that kind of trade. Seeing hard down action on MU and AMD.
Yeah, I'm doing the paper trade on AMD. It's just paper trading. I'm just trying to see the like how much the strategy is going to work in that time. I didn't get the best entry for it, but I'm testing both the 1 minute range breakout and the opening range breakout. AXSM squeezing up again. PCG bouncing at 621.
I'm telling you, I gotta lay off PCG now. It's just when you're that accurate, a lot of times you get that FOMO in you because I mean, hey, that's as good as it gets. It's more than $1 move already. $1.25 move based off those pricings. There you go. Big push here in AMD and MU.
Yeah, we'll see if I get stopped out here on my paper trade. Like I said, it's just me testing it. I didn't want to buy 2,000 shares, so the profit loss is going to be big, but it's just paper trading testing it at this point. Gotta wait for the first 5 minutes to pass anyway.
Oof.
It looks like if I do the 5-minute range breakout, I might have to use just a mental paper trade because I'm still going to be in this first one.
Yeah. I see this VWAP fade there on PCG. Looked interesting. Yeah. You just have to be really quick.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't that kind of trade.
All right, now I'm looking for the range breakout, opening range breakout on AMD here, paper trading it. We'll see which one's more accurate. I think the opening range might be. I might get out of this one and test the opening range after this. That's the one I really wanted to test.
Oof, I like it now. It's getting a little better there.
There we go. AXSM running up. NBEV tanking some. BILI squeezing. CLVS squeezing.
Hard downturn there.
Yep. Yeah, the fade on a PCG doesn't look terrible, especially with the bad news that it's had lately. All right, and like I said, if this one works out, I'm going to let it continue until 12 p.m. Nice, Jack. Good work, brother.
All right, we'll look for MBEV back at 56s.
All right, 2087 with 1,000 shares is what I'm looking at. Let me document this.
NIO also a possibility. SPY heading down here, guys.
It would have gotten triggered. All right, now I'm going to let this one work until noon.
Yeah, missed my entry there on MU at 34.40s. Look for it now. Would have to be in at 40 off of 50.
Big squeeze back up on AMD. AXSM maybe a VWAP bounce there. Look at Cron getting hit. Yeah, these results are going to be interesting because I back tested. I did all the work for this one. It's just whether it's actually going to continue now. Marley's upset, bro.
You always.
Yeah, looking at MBEV for a fade here.
Yep, that's what I'm looking at. Also looking at MU.
Pretty tight risk of like 56 or so for MBEV. Gotta get a little bit better spread on NBB at this point. At this point, the spread's kind of terrible. There we go.
It failed somebody else, not me.
All right, I can take a partial off of this one on NBE on AMD.
Oh, you got AMD? Oh,
Well, no, on my paper trade.
yeah.
And then I can let the rest work until noon. I've already gotten 1-to-1, and so I think that's a good way to limit it on this one as well. Like I said, I'm just testing at this point. This strategy, it seems plausible. NBEV got up there, maybe missed my chance with it, but the spread's kind of bad on it. That's the only problem with it. Nice, Tiny. Good work. Alright, so NBEV getting up there. It's just about whether I want to take a partial now at around 50 in case it gets rejected there. Let's look at the chart. I think it's got some resistance above it here. Let's see, 51 entry, give me a reward of 6 cents. Such a tight range for Cron or NBEV right now. That is the problem.
You need to get it up at VWAP, if not above VWAP.
Yeah, now would be the time to do it.
SPY bouncing pretty hard there.
Yeah, SPY did bounce. I'm going to take NBEV here with 200 shares with a tight risk of about 55 or so.
So where's your entry?
52. It's a 3 cent risk, 4 cent risk. It's a tight range.
I think your AMD is coming back. MU is going to make a move back.
Yeah, it's the SPY bouncing some. Like I said, I'm really testing it to see if it follows through up until noon and stays under this risk area until noon. Taking a partial at 1-to-1 and letting the rest work. We'll see if it works out. Some of that big order on the ask switch to the bid now. People are throwing fake orders on the bid and the ask for NBEV. I could see it.
APHA got hit there. Missed an entry about 2 cents away.
Not really liking the volume on NBEV. PCG bounced. We'll see what it does now. There's just some crazy, ridiculous orders up on the bid on NBEV. Just huge orders. Like 18,000 or maybe 180,000 shares. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Josh. Just taking it slow, brother. You know, not taking it slow, but protecting your account. You make some money. Nothing wrong with closing it down afterwards. They got a huge order on the bid for NBEV.
Here comes a push in PCG. I'm going to see if it's going to hold the top there, 773s.
Snap, Danny. Let's look at Snap. Yeah, Snap pushed up. SPY is putting in higher highs or higher lows. Look at GUSH. AMD may be pulling up for a fade. We'll see. $21.10 risk maybe for AMD, 15 cents reward from 95 down to about 65. So 30-cent reward, 15-cent risk. Not terrible. But yeah, they got some big boys playing with the bid and the ask on NBEV.
There's a push on PCG. SPY breaking the VWAP there.
Yeah, there it goes. SPY broke the low of the day.
Yeah, that 57's hard reaction there. Bigger candles.
Yeah, look at
That's
that
what
drop.
I'm seeing.
There it goes.
All right.
You should see some bigger drops now in the rest of these stocks with the SPY moving down. AXSM. Yeah, I mean, it's just AXSM is up so much in the last few days.
All right, I got a short out for PCG. I needed to bounce to 60s. I tried to hit the 60s there, but it completely flushed through them. I want to get filled near the 60s. I have an order out. All right. It quickly bounced there. I had my cancel on there, so wasn't able to get filled. Kind of glad I saw a quick reversal there. You need to see this price levels react.
Yeah, the opening range breakout and the 1 minute range breakout gap fill reversal strategy would have worked really well today.
All right, so here comes the VWAP bounces here. PCG is definitely breaking out. I like NIO, if it can bounce. That one looks really nice and bearish. What else? MU approaching up there.
Yeah, there's a nice drop for NBEV. It's that big order still at 549. But yeah, the opening range breakout and the 1 minute range breakout would have both worked really well. What I'm essentially testing with these now is how often they continue in the breakout direction up until 12 p.m. market time, so noon market time. And we'll see what we get. I'll test it for a week, and if it works out well, I'll transition to Tef's account. But so far, both would have worked really well. I'm going to have to use 2,000 shares in both of these just as my sample. Yeah, for sure, Isaac. Yeah, no stress, man. Yeah, brother. Like I said, I went over the backtesting results, and it followed through today even, but like I'll have to pull the backtesting results up. But if I can remember correctly, the opening range breakout using a 5 minute had a 76% accuracy rate with AMD. The 1 minute range breakout had roughly around the same, 75% maybe. Specifically, the gap fail, like going against the gap. So like when it gaps up like this, trading against the gap is what worked. So that's what I'm looking at here. And you can see so far on the paper account, it's up really well. All right, NBEV breaking the lows, which is what I wanted to see. A huge order on the ask. Let's see what we get here. Gonna take off a partial here. Let the rest work. See how low NBEV can drop today. Look at CLVS, Mitch. CLVS. Maybe a view up rejection there. Kron had a nice fade too. Beautiful little fade there.
The spread's hard to deal with on CLBS. Talking about a 9-cent spread.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac, the SPY's down. I mean, the SPY broke the low of the day and it's down some now. What do you mean, George? Why do I always enter and exit trades by crossing the market? By using a market order? On TEFs, you kind of have to use a market order. Limit orders don't get hit on TEFs. I mean, they do get hit, but there's like a 3-cent spread rule, and the fills are better with the market order, if that's what you mean. I wouldn't recommend using a market order with a conventional broker, but on TEFs, I think you kind of have to. And market orders work fine for me on TEFs since it's CFD trading. But like I said, with a regular broker, I wouldn't use. With a regular broker, I wouldn't use a market order. I think that's too risky. I like limit orders, but like I said, TEFs, you usually get better fills with market orders. Yeah, SPY broke the low of the day again. Bouncing back a little bit here. NBEV squeezing back up with the market. Is it wrong? I'm more interested in my paper account trades on AMD today than I am on the actual stock I'm in right now. I think I'm just curious to see how well this strategy is going to work out. Yeah, for sure. I mean, market orders have their usefulness. Um, it just depends on your broker and what you're doing. You know, like with a regular broker, I would never use a market order just because there's no protection. There's no safeguard. Like a limit order, you're supposed to get filled at that price or better, no matter what. With a market order, you're supposed to get filled at the best available price, but it's a little bit too broad, and so you're not as protected with the market order. That's it, Isaac. You know, I'm just too rich, bro. I'm just too rich, man. I just don't care. You know? Samuel, I am doing so. I'm testing a few strategies right now. I'm testing the 1 minute range breakout gap fail strategy. So it's trading against the gap. You know, if it gaps up, I trade against it on AMD after it breaks the high or low of that first 1 minute candle. That's what I did with AMD. And then I'm also testing the opening range breakout. Like if you see here, like I'm testing the opening range breakout. So letting the 5 minute candle form a range, using the high as risk, low as entry, and letting the rest work. And so that's kind of what I'm doing with both of these. I back tested them earlier in the week, and now I'm just paper trading them for a week or two, see what kind of results I get. If I get very good results, then I'll move on to live account.
All right, guys, I'm short here on Tiva. Short at 79 here.
Hey, John, do you use a buy? Do I use a buy stop or limit when covering? Are you trying to set a stop loss? So a buy stop is a market stop. You get stopped. You get filled at the best available price at that current time. A stop limit is you have to get filled at that price or better with your stop loss.
All right, guys, 83 is my risk here.
Oh, you're at a Tiba. Here, I could throw you up. It just
4-cent risk.
Hold on. Let me throw both of these up so I can watch them while you're in here, and then I can throw you up. Hold on.
Looking for this move right back down to the 70s.
What's your risk?
83.
Okay. What's your reward? 70?
70.
Yeah. Okay. Man, look at AMD drop, man.
Got no problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, the SPA's down, you know.
Yep. Just need a little flush here in Tiva. It's the only stock that was up there on VWAP for me, and feel like I had a good risk measurement.
Yeah, if NBEV gets over this previous low at 46 and holds, I'll let it work for 1 second longer and then get out for a very small win. See if it turns back around here. SPY kind of bouncing back some a little bit. Still hasn't broken over that previous high though. Yeah, SPY kind of the SPY it's gonna look more bullish if it gets over 256.50.
Yep, it's got to hold to my level here. Anything above 782s, I got to get out. These 81s, got to be careful here.
SPY bouncing back, trying to break that 256.50 level. Like I said, we'll see if it breaks it or if it gets rejected there.
Hopefully we get a little VWAP fade here on the SPY. See what happens. There you go. Nice price action there.
SPY dropped.
Yeah, nice price action. There's some shorts coming in there, some size.
CLVS ended up fading really nicely there off of that rejection move. Oh man, I look back and now it's at. I'll let it test 50 here. The spread on NBV and the volume is just too low. It'll be break-even trade probably. SPY coming back some too. I think that's what it's following overall.
Yeah. Let's see if that high holds. That 26.49. I have a triple top now at 81s. So 82s could essentially get me out here.
SPY testing the VWAP again, just broke that 256.50 level, which was that previous high of that move down.
Good price action for me in TIVA. Let's see if the SPY follows it. Got selling pressure there. There you go. Got hit a little bit more. That can't get through that 77 level. It's 10,000 shares. Someone scooped it up. Got to be careful here. 82s is going to get me out here. You're going to see that VWAP test on the SPY here.
Yep. He's testing the $0.50 as well. We'll see if it holds under. It's up to 256.56 on the SPY. Starting to get up to 260 or the 60s. Ah, there we go. NBV drops.
I think my risk is really well calculated now. I'm in at 79. I'm above this pricing. I have a good risk measure and have to let the stock work here.
Spot testing the $0.50 again. Let's see if we can break under there for you.
Lots of volume came in on that last candle.
There we go. Broke
So you got to hold tight to those highs. Don't want to see a swing and get back above into the 1782s. Would like to see a swing down here. Do the 77s. Getting a push on certain stocks. Got to hang tight here.
The SPY is kind of it's at the VWAP, but it's over that $0.50 level, and so it's just about what it does here. It's starting to push up again.
Yeah, didn't like that price action right there. 16,000 shares going through at 78. Got to be tight here. Rejected there off 81s. Let's see if we get the pressure to come in here in the 77s.
SPY broke into the 60s. Got a little bit of a
Oh,
rejection there. Yeah,
you saw that?
that's not
Price through there at 84. 20,000 shares. Got to be tight here. Hold to this level here at 81s. Don't want to see 82s fill. 82s fill and we'll get out. Got to stick to the trade now that I've already taken it. So one of the real keys we talk about is risk acceptance. I've already accepted this risk. Got to take the trade.
Yeah, I mean the good thing is that it's built up a lot of resistance there. You know,
Yep.
I
And I'm
like the
above it
82.
at
Yeah.
least.
Whoa, NBEV squeezed up here.
Yep. Just got to be careful here, guys. We're getting what we call volume accumulation. Don't want it here in 82s. 82s get us out.
SPY still testing that 60 level.
Yeah, the SPY can make another move down to that 25,640. Will look a lot better.
SPY pulling down some a little bit.
Just got to hold tight to that 82.
Yeah, penny stocks are dead because the big stocks are moving more.
Yeah, and they hold it down. As you
Right.
see, the correlations actually affecting them.
SPY running up again. It's got some resistance at 256.80 here.
Yeah,
It's weird. These big orders aren't showing up on TAFs for NBV like it's showing up on
that's
Thinkorswim.
yeah. That what you're seeing is kind of those hidden orders.
Yeah. I mean, the SPY's still down on the day. I wouldn't call it bullish quite yet, but if it gets over, if it gets over 256, if it gets up to 257, it is, I think. What's up, Rommel? Good morning.
Some shares getting bought up there at 80s. Got to be careful here, guys. There you go. Downward pressure. Let's get through these 77s. Don't want to see it in the 82s now. If you see this resistance here, it's strong here. All right, that looks a lot better now. Now we're getting that downward pressure. Let's see if we can get through these 77s and not above these 82s.
SPY dropping down to 50s now.
Yep. Let's see if we can get that fade down to the support. If we get that fade to the support, we should look good for our trades here. And BEV rejecting off that VWAP. That looks good.
Yeah, if it gets up to 51 or so, I'll probably get out of it. NBAB. The volume's too low. I don't mind getting out for a tiny, tiny win if it does. It just depends on what it does here.
There you go. That looks better for me here.
Yeah, SPY dropping down under the 50s. Definitely looking better for you.
Just need to see volume confirmation come back down on the SPY. Push it down below that 2640. There you go. You see how that made that move to that exact point?
Yeah.
2640. There's a reason why. That's the prior support right there now. It's heading towards the first target.
You mean two on the SPY?
Yeah, the SPY.
Oh, on 56.40.
Yeah, 256.40. At 256.30 mark. The next mark would be 256.19. All right, know my risk spot now, guys. Is at 82. So I'm only risking 3 cents on this trade.
Also, guys, if you're interested in using TradeNet, they do have a New Year's sale going on right now. So TradeNet packages are 20% off. You can get the intro package for 400, so pretty cheap. And so if you're interested in using the brokers that Mitch and I are using, you can check out this link. I'm posting it in the chat right now. Like I said, they got a 20% off sale going on right now, so it's pretty cheap. So go check them out. I make a commission from it, so if you want to help support the channel, you can go through my link. But yeah, pretty good deal. 20% off, 400 for the intro package. And so not bad. You're getting $700 to lose, so you're really getting an extra $300 to lose. And so really good for new traders to learn, I think. Cheap commissions, and I could short anything that's tradable.
All right, there's that move to the 20s. Let's see if we get that move towards that 19. Overall SPY making a VWAP fade there.
Yeah.
$8,200 shares or 82,000 shares going through on my side at 79. Got to hold to my risks. Just got to respect the trade now.
Yeah, there goes the SPY.
There you go. It just got hammered. There you go. I like that price action there.
Yeah, look at the SPY drop, man, down to 256. You should see a follow-through move here now.
Yep. Trying to put some downward pressure, help it out.
SPY broke the low of the day. We should see some drops here now. Looking good for you.
Yep, for support here. I'm looking for the 70s though.
Yeah, I think you'll probably get it, especially with how the SPY is dropping right now. You'll probably get that. SPY down to 255.80s.
Relax.
70. Don't be too greedy with it right here, I wouldn't think.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm not.
Now it's time.
200.
Okay, you
Only
took some
200
off.
shares.
Okay.
I'm seeing the pressure on the SPY is kind of really big in the last 4 candles. If we get below this, we can get a nice move here. There you go. Where's the next level, guys? Know your next levels. That's the important thing. 63s, 64s.
There's 68s for you. Looks good.
All right. Paid myself 200 more, guys.
Whoa. You see
It might have
that?
been. I paid myself.
Right. Hey, I was going to say, that was the best exit ever, man, because right before that.
All right, guys. I already got $40 here. $26 left, 200 shares at 79. Willing to add my shares back at VWAP. Now, if we get a bounce to VWAP, we can take that share size to tackle it. Here's a 64s that we're looking for that next spot. I took a cent or two higher just because I saw the slow up of the price action. Now I need to look for my next levels to attack here.
Maybe 20 is what I'm thinking. Isaac, the next level for AMD, probably 20. I can't really go
Hit
back in time because Mitch is
threes
up.
on Tiva for me. Ooh, MBEV looking good. Should have added size, man.
Yeah. Yeah, $20 is the next level. After that, it would be like 1983s or so on AMD.
All right. Now I can almost expect this bounce to happen here, as we're in a way too far down spot. Here comes this. It's going to probably come to the VWAV here at 77s. You're going
Gotta
to
say
see
this.
the 250. What is it? 255 or 256 is going to hold resistance for the SPY. That's going to be key. And for Tiva, 75 to hold.
Mitchell John, could you explain by what you mean by the next level? So we're just looking at the levels of support and resistance on the chart, KC Max. So like when it breaks one of those big support and resistance levels, we look back at the historical chart and determine where the next major support and resistance levels are. It tells us where to scale out of the position. And so like somebody asked about AMD, I saw $20 maybe for that level on AMD, and then after that 2083 I believe is the next level after that. And so it's just the support and resistance levels that the chart tells us.
Well, right now, guys, I have my order to add at 80. It's just to put downward pressure. I would more like to get filled if I did fill in these shares at 78 and use that 81, 82 risk. If we do get rejection here on the SPY, which we're getting hardware downward action. It can just reject here off of 70 and keep coming down. So we're going to hold on to these shares just in case we get this price action.
Nice job today, Missouri.
Look at all that share size it collected there at the 68s and 69s. On mine, Tiva, we have, look at these volumes here.
Nice job, Missouri. Yeah. Congrats, Missouri. Missouri killing it today, man. Good work, brother. But yeah, no, to answer Bill's question, I don't ever use hard stops. It's all subjective. People do different things. I usually just set mental stops because a lot of times I can get faked out, and you know the market makers will intentionally stop you out if you use hard stops sometimes. And so I just use mental stops. It's easier. And
there you go, Elizabeth.
Nice, Elizabeth. Congrats. Nice work.
All right, guys. Here comes these bounces here.
What's your plan now?
To add a little above VWAP, 78s.
Yeah, there's $20 for AMD.
If it just keeps tanking, it keeps tanking. Look at an AMAT. Look at that chart. Look at, MU. Now, I'm kind of a little upset I didn't get into MU earlier, but that's all you can do. And it didn't come back, so I let it go. Found the stock that was more matching towards my strategy.
There you go.
There's the push. 53s is the next level for us.
Nice drop for you, bro.
Yep. Yeah, there was a nice bear flag on AMD. And also MU. Just it didn't get hit. I didn't get to it. I don't know if anyone else got to it, but APHA looked good too. And I didn't get into that one.
Look at the paper trade on AMD at this point. Both of them would have worked out really well, so I can kind of tally that up as a success.
I'm sure 2,000 shares.
Yeah, but dude, even with 1,000 shares, which is the goal that I'm going to use, I'm going to paper trade. Well, I guess I have to use 2,000 shares, Or what I can do is just cut the win in half today.
Yeah, cut it
Uh,
in half.
right,
That's
because
what
I
I
don't
would
want
do.
to continue to use at that 2,000 shares. It's a little too much. But
Too much pressure.
right, and so with 1,000 shares, it's still like I said, we back tested this strategy in class the last week, two of these different setups, and they both performed really well with back testing. And so now is the process of paper trading, kind of getting comfortable taking it, getting used to taking it, and then moving forward to real money.
I'm just moved into the 50s. Look to cover and move into the 50s here. You could take 61s here. There's a resistance there. I'm looking for the next support though. 61s maybe. Just getting tapped right there.
I may get out of my NBEV trade. I think if the SPY bounces here, it's going to bounce hard, and NBV is going to spike back up. I don't really want to get caught in the bounce. And so I'll give it a little bit more time. If it starts to significantly bounce, I'm just bailing out of it.
Yeah. Considering taking 100 here. We're going to take 100 here, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of NBEV as well.
And leave 100 shares there to add to. SPY is really starting to get extended on the downside now.
Right, that's why I wanted to get out
of
of
my option.
Yeah, for sure.
You know how cheap it was this morning?
How much?
15 cents.
So $15.
I wanted it. I just not trying to tie up my capital right now.
I feel you.
I'm trying to move to Colorado right now, so I don't think it's the smartest move to tie up my capital.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said, though, I'm more interested in my paper trade on NBEV or on AMD to see how well that works. Just that I'm doing the 12 p.m. I'm doing the 12 p.m. Continuation one.
I would just use. Have you ever thought about using the 15-minute trend line and just going with that?
Well, no. I mean, I think the way this one works is like you kind of have to give it 1-to-1 risk to reward, and so the only way to do that, to change that really with this one, instead of it being too kind of sporadic and all over the place, is to give yourself a time frame of the day to where you're going to hold it until. And I think that's a reasonable approach to it. And the back testing results were positive as well.
What I would be more along is by using the 15-minute instead of a time frame, kind of a trend trade. So you only stay with the trend as long as the trend lasts. You draw a trend line on the 15-minute. If it's bear, you keep going until that line's broken. If it's bullish, you keep going until the support's broken.
Right, that makes sense.
It's something that I used to use for long-term trades. When I used to trade off the 5-minute, that's how I would attack it. I would look at the 15-minute, use that, and try to maximize my gain there. Man, my put option's looking nice now.
For sure.
It's just, it's part of it's not to really kind of be glad that it's fulfilling, but more be glad that your approach to resistance and support is working.
Right. That's what you got to be happy with. It's that your trade idea was correct. What are you up now in this trade?
Now 74.
Okay, cool.
My loss from yesterday on 2 losses, guys. 2 losses covered by 1 gain.
It's 2-1.
All right, gonna kind of focus in here a little bit more on the SPY as we got 2 double touches there. If it does get back above 256.36, we could take the shares off, and then if it comes back to VWAP, get back in the trade. We need to maximize our gains, but we also don't want to give up. I got about $18 right now just sitting there, and if it's gonna bounce, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take profit above that. Probably I'm gonna say 65 range right here, unless I see the SPY kind of react faster than our stock. Yeah, it's starting to come back there. You see the SPY? Let's see if it holds that resistance. I'm not liking this. All right, guys, it's gonna take my profit, $73 there, guys. I'll show you the box right now. All right, guys, $73 there. Make our money back that we lost yesterday. And why do we make our money back? We make our money back because we use the right risk to reward management. This is what we teach in our class every single night. And why I trade with Tefs in the first place is that I could short any stock that I can trade. I made back my 2 losses from yesterday. And that's how you go ahead and you attack the trading process so that you can be a consistent winner.
Nice work, brother.
Yep. That 2-1. It worked out. And now what that gives me an ability is to understand, hey, I'm right back in even shoes for the day. I'm going to look to see if we get another VWAP reject. I'm going to let the stock build up all the way up there to the 75s, 80s, look at the price action, see what's going on so that I can determine if I want to go ahead and take another swing.
Yeah, for sure. Isaac, so I am going to, I'm going to be making videos, it's going to be like a video series on this, on the results from testing these opening range breakouts and the 1 minute breakout strategy. Currently with the 2,000 shares, I'm up $1,060, but I'm going to cut that in half because I really want to only use it with 1,000 shares to get the results from it. But so far it worked out with both of these. And like I said, I'm testing these until noon. And so the basic premise is if the breakout is successful, I'm holding it until noon to try to get more risk reward out of it. And that's kind of the process I'm going through right now.
What I'm going to watch all day is probably going to be PCG. Today's my off day. I'm going to be watching this stock all day. If I have an ability to trade this stock, it has great range. It just got tackled into $17. I've been seeing it build up resistance up there above 17. Definitely having trouble above 17. The SPY moving back. I'm going to be looking for kind of price range actions to reject off those 17s. And that's what we're seeing here. Got to develop a full trade plan and understand the bigger time frame in this stock because this stock is making a bigger time frame move. Has resistance that it can go all the way up to 1794. So you got to understand the bigger move. If you look at the 15-minute chart, it's going to help you understand the stock a little bit further. And then you can start looking for rejects off certain levels. We got 726 as an important level and 1744 on this stock. It's going to be an interesting one. I think it can kind of make another run, fail at 1726, and then start coming back down.
Right.
Got to wait for it to completely break and become a bearish trend again if I'm going to attack this stock. Meaning, what would it mean for it to be bearish, John, for us?
Oh no, which one? Sorry.
On PCG.
What would it need to be bearish?
Yeah, what would we need to classify this now in a bearish move versus what it is right now?
Lower the daybreak.
Yeah, either lower the daybreak or breaking through our VWAP. If we break through our VWAP, we'll be able, as it's kind of accumulated below it, it's kind of acting as a support for it. If you can get hard price action through that VWAP on the downside, you can get kind of that real down killer and knocking this stock right back down.
Right. I mean, I think the reason most bearish strategies worked is just because the SPY was bearish today. And so I think that if we're going to fade off of the SPY, we have to make sure the SPY is in a bearish trend first, which it is today. And I think that's why a lot of these short strategies obviously were successful. So, I think we just got to keep looking for down moves in the SPY. If it's an up move, maybe look for a bounce. Is kind of how you're supposed to approach it.
Oh.
Yeah, two-way. I mean, that's the first thing I think of, bearish move, low of the day break. Technically, the VWAP is a trend indicator, so an intraday trend indicator. So for PCG to be on an intraday trend, downward trend, it would have to break under the VWAP, which, I don't know how healthy this company is. I think it's probably going to fail after most of the, after it came out that it was the cause of the California fires. And so, we'll see what it does. I think it's just bouncing from people either covering their short positions or trying to take advantage of bounces from the big down gap. But I think it'll eventually come back down, most likely.
This guy missed the charts.
Most stocks follow the SPY. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, charts.
Did you read what he wrote up there?
About breaks a major support level.
No, about his watching his capital also.
Uh-uh. Where is it?
1023.
Oh, I'm looking. Oh, is it right under where John O said, do you invest or flip?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I gotta watch my capital too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to answer John O's question though, like I'm a real estate agent, you know? And so that's mostly what I do. I
Marley's
don't,
having nightmares over here, guys. I'm gonna
the
go
Houston,
tell him we're winning today.
yeah. The Houston flip market's not that good, honestly. If you're gonna flip houses, I don't think that I don't think Houston's the best place to do it. Well, I'm glad I got out of NBEV when I did. Look at NBEV spike here. So very happy to have gotten out right around the low, get maximum from it before this big spike up here, but a monster spike. Yeah, I think the big thing everybody always says insurance is 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market, and so most stocks are down today. You're gonna get outliers that trade against it, but majority of stocks follow it.
Looks like we're getting this flush to the 50s. It's like we got that reject off the 70 levels.
Yep.
You see how it's gonna go? What were the price level that I was talking about, guys? 53s. Watch how it goes to 53s, 54s, and just bounces. And that's what we mean by watching levels. We use those levels importantly to kind of master the trade here. You got a bounce there on MBEV.
Oh, I know. That's what I said. I got out right around maximum. I got out at 42.
Like,
I missed.
I hope you're watching it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm out. I got out of it already. I got out right around that previous low of the day. The volume was too low. And
This is where I wanted to maximize my gain towards to 53. But relatively, we're talking about a $10 difference, guys. A $10 difference really isn't going to make or break any account. So sometimes you got to know when to kind of take your trade. We approach the trade in a 2-to-1 manner. So sometimes you got to take it. You know, if it's there, you're already in the green. There's no point in giving up that kind of gain, especially when we're red for the week. Just got to go ahead and take a good trade.
yeah, John. Hey, brother. If you ever need a real estate agent who you want to talk trading with at the same time, let me know, brother. Yeah, overall pretty down day for the SPY. But yeah, like I said, guys, TradeNet is having their 20% off sale, so you can go check them out. You get 20% off packages for the new year, and a pretty good deal. So go check out TradeNet. Just posted the link again if anybody wants to check them out. It's one of the ways we keep the stream free because we make a commission if you sign up. So go check them out. Do your research, but go check them out if you want to. I got my IRA guy calling. I'll call him back.
Nothing like calls, right? Look at those 53s just held up on Tiva.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching
I
it.
would take it. That's exactly what. So now we're going to see a bounce. I think we're going to get a bounce to 70 here. The third bounce in the trade, kind of third resistance try. MBEV looked good, kind of, you know.
Yeah, that second fade. It's just too sideways right now for me to really like it. Like you could take advantage of the range between 50 and 40.
You just have to like when we talk about it, man. When it's range tight, what do we need to do? We need to get closest to our risk as possible.
Yep.
If you see on this stock, it flushed immediately through at the open through that 53. I think that's more than viable for any risk here.
Right.
And then you get that first bounce, it went to, that 53 mark, flushed through it. Then it bounced again, went to 50, 51, and flushed through it again. I think you could have done the same thing, attack the same kind of trade here. 51 off of 53, you're only risking 2 cents there, and you're looking for a move that's a 10-cent move.
Right.
So in relative, that's as good as it gets in risk to reward.
Tight risk.
You just have to have an ability to understand that that's your limit, and no matter what, if the price goes above it, you're out.
Right.
If you respect that, then you can trade kind of tighter trades. And that's what we're always trying to do. Really ask yourself, am I trading viable? Is this a good risk to reward trade? If it's there, then it's there. Then you follow your strategy and you take your triggers.
Right.
Like let's say for you, how much are you? I know it's small, but for that gain that you have right now, how much is it? Is it
16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say if you took another trade here, you could have done up to how much in risk 2 cents or 3 cents.
Right.
How big a share sizing you can go to risk that $16 and have a big gain potential,
Right. 500,000 shares. Yeah.
You can use for $16 there, you could have done 3 cents, 500 shares.
Right.
And that would have been $15 risk for a potential to get a $50 gain.
Right. Definitely, man. Yeah, the risk was tight on it. It's one of those things, like I said, I'm kind of more interested in my AMD trade at this point. I'm really curious to see how this performs. It did well today, and the backtesting results were strong, and so I think this is going to be my next strategy with AMD. Just going to attack that range breakout, the opening range breakout. At this point, though, I'm going to look to see which one performs better.
I think it's relative to how good you trade it. I think you got to look at which one can you trade better.
Well, they're both the same. I think one of them is going to give me more time. I think the 5-minute range breakout is going to give me a little bit more time, and I think that'll probably be a little bit better, tighter.
So
risk.
you feel that the speed level you want to take, like that's what we're kind of talking about here. There's different strategies that require a different speed level of trading.
Right.
John's talking about here more of a 5-minute approach. That's going to be a little bit slower. I'm going to give you an ability to really judge your resistance and support. On a 1 minute, we all know the candles move fast. And if you don't understand the resistance and support and you try to attack a 1 minute strategy, then a lot of times you're going to get stopped out further than your risk. And that's when you really start killing your consistency.
Right. So
I like the approach. You're starting to really build and test through it and trading it. The real key is going to be like you're doing now, trading it with some good amount size to bring some emotion, because no one, even if they're trading with 1,000 shares, wants to lose
right.
$400, $500. Doesn't matter what kind of trader you are. And then also what you're doing is you're going to have an ability to, once you see the consistency in the paper trading, you're thinking about taking a kind of a Robin Hood approach maybe, or a different approach where you can bring some small money in, kind of get your skin in the game and try to trade it.
Right.
That's how you approach it.
Yep.
We always talk about the approach, man. That's
sure.
what matters. Doesn't matter what strategy you trade.
Just about how you trade it.
It's just about how you trade. It's just like being a good person, You don't judge a person by, what they say they are. You judge them by what they do.
For sure. All right, guys, I'm probably going to close it down. I'm going to upload a video about the process of backtesting these two setups and the range breakout setup. So we'll see how that goes. Really good results for it today. Green on both the Thinkorswim paper and Tef's account. Mitch had a good day as well, so not too bad.
Not bad at all.
But yeah, guys, like I said, TradeNet is having their New Year's sale. Go check them out. Just posted the link if you're interested in using the broker that Mitch and I are using. We're using TradeNet. cheap commissions if you're using small size. You can short anything that's tradable. Biggest flaw is some penny stocks aren't tradable, but overall we find stocks to trade, so we make it work. So go check them out. Appreciate all the new subs today. Wow, Tanvir, Rusty, Mike. Appreciate the subs, guys. And yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow morning. Be on the lookout for that video I post a little bit later. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the day, guys. Have a good day. We'll see you all a little bit later. Check out TradeNet. Just posted the link. And yeah, appreciate all the support, guys. If you haven't already, click the like button right now on this video. It does help support us. So if you appreciate this free content, click the like button and help support the channel, guys. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. So yeah, good luck for the rest of the day. And we'll see you all a little bit later if you're in our classes. We'll see you tomorrow morning if you're joining us for the streams. And yeah, protect your accounts, guys. Good luck.
Yep. Have a great one. Continue on trading.